Okay, so I'm actually starting to get DMs on Discord about this, and not that I mind people DMing me. Obviously, I try to respond to every DM that I can, although I'm a little bit of a busy guy because I get a lot of DMs. So if I don't respond to your DM, I'm not ignoring you, but a lot of these DMs are about people asking what to do because their initial summons for Castoria didn't go very well, and I just kind of wanted to make this video as like a, hey man, don't worry, I'm going to try to give you as much assurance as possible because during the 5th year anniversary, there are other ways to get methods of summoning her, but worst case scenario, she will be back. Now, when she does come back, it's a bit of a, I guess, tight time is the best way to say it, but let's just talk about the 5th year anniversary first. So let's say you're someone that summoned for Castoria on days like 1 to 3. You did your initial summons and you just weren't able to get that copy of Castoria, and you're like, man, all hope is lost, I'm not able to get her. Well, as you can see right now, on the 7th day of the FGO anniversary, or at least your 7th consecutive login day, you will get 10 login tickets, which is basically the equivalent of a multi, right? So basically, just for logging in, you can get an additional multi to do on Castoria's banner. So that should be a little bit of hope for you right there. But then also keep in mind that these rank up quests that give you like 2 Saint Quartz a pop, and that can also go towards your total like rank up missions, right? When you hit like, I think it's every 10 rank up missions, you get 10 Saint Quartz, right? These can work towards that. Not only do they give you 2 Saint Quartz, but if you can hit that milestone, you get an additional 10 Saint Quartz. These come out every single day. They don't release all at once. It's, you know, a pair of them every single day. So, I mean, Phantom of the Opera, you can definitely do because that's a free servant. You can definitely get this guy done, level him up. It's super cheap, especially with the new, you know, daily quests that have come out. You might not have Arjuna, but you could have this guy. Darius is free. This is a 3-star servant. Level him up, get him done. That's another 2 Saint Quartz and another mission towards you getting that 10 Saint Quartz. This is another free servant. You come over here, David, he's a free servant. He is a 3-star servant. You could do this guy very easily. I mean, and then here we start to get to like, you might not have Neza, you might have that Brynhilder. That's just, if you don't have them, you don't have them. But those 3 are free. Then you look towards like the rest of these guys down here. I mean, Ku is free. I mean, Caskill and Musashi, you're not likely to have them if you're a new player because, I mean, let's be honest, they're not exactly the most common servants to be pulling. But Herc and Emiya specifically as well, you might have these servants because these guys are common reroll targets, especially Emiya after his newest buff that's going to be coming in a few days over in the NA version of the game. So don't get disheartened. I don't want to give you like too much false hope, but you still have a chance, right? Like, I don't want to say that like completely give up hope. You got no chance. It's over. You failed day 1. It's like, no. You still got 10 Saint, or not 10 Saint Quartz, but 10 tickets as long as you still just log in for 7 days in a row during the anniversary. And as long as you just level up some of like these free to play like 3-star servants, you can get some extra bonus Saint Quartz, especially even these guys who you probably re-rolled for. It's like you can definitely get some extra Saint Quartz into your account. But let's say even that fails. Let's say after those days you don't get Castoria. Is it the end of the world? Absolutely not, because thankfully, as you guys can see right here, it's not displayed. I don't know why, but this is Castoria's image. She comes back for Lost Belt 6. Now, the only problem with this is that 2023 is going to be a stacked year for FGO NA. And as you guys can see, there's kind of a good banner right in front of Castoria. There may or may not, I don't know, there's like this white-haired saber face. What's her name? I can't really recall it. Starts with an M. Lost Belt 6 was supposed to be a ruler, but got turned into a berserker. I don't really know. Kind of like a hype servant comes out before. That might be a problem for some people, right? But that's not it. While Castoria does come back this year, and I want to give you that little bit of hope that she does come back, you can see that the year starts off with a bang. I mean, despite the fact that Super Orion is coming out, Muramasa comes out, And even if this guy wasn't good, which he is insanely good, he's still insanely popular, which most of the time when it comes to FGO, we rank popularity over gameplay a little bit. I mean, I'm still out here using Artoria, who I don't consider to be like quote-unquote meta, but I like Artoria, right? So I still use her, right? Same thing for Muramasa. He is a meta servant that is also giga popular. So that is already like insanely good at the beginning of the year. And then right after that, you get slammed by Space Ishtar. It's like, oh, you didn't get Muramasa? Well, do you want one of the best arts looping servants of all time? Wham! Here is Space Ishtar. This banner can kind of skip. But then Yugioh comes out, and she's... I mean, okay, look. We're in the arts meta, so you can kind of ignore her. But if you have Scotty, and borderline, even if you don't have Scotty, this lady puts in work. Like, I've gone on record, and you guys know that I love Jalter. Jalter's like one of my favorite servants of all time. Jalter was wifey until Morgan came out, right? Like, Morgan is #1 wife, followed close behind by Jalter. So you guys know I love Jalter, but Yugioh, I hold in a bit of a better regard than Jalter in terms of being like just an insane slam the enemy, obliterate them into the ground type DPS servant. You're free to disagree, that's perfectly fine, but Yugioh is kind of built different. Even if you don't think she's better than Jalter at being a single target Avenger, you still have to admit that she is built differently. She is really, really good. And then right after that, again, as we just talked about, talking about popularity versus meta viability, well, we have a servant that's a mixture of kind of both, very popular in Romulus, and still pretty good in the meta, especially considering what's coming up with Koi and Skaya. This guy comes out, and if you didn't get him the first time, you're going to want to get him here. Karen comes out. Karen seems to be a bit of a mixed bag for people. She is really good, but I think it really depends on if you like read Hollow Ataraxia to see if you really care about her all that much or not. I believe Karen is also in Prisma Ilia, so I think some people kind of care about her from there, but I think most of like the fan base for Karen comes from Hollow Ataraxia, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of what I've been able to gauge from the community and everything since she actually came out a couple years ago over on JP. Sei comes back around. Sei, not insanely good in the meta. I mean, still pretty good, but she is very popular. In fact, I don't even have Scotty, and I summoned for Sei because I read the event and I was like, Sei has stolen my heart. Sei is absolutely amazing. Arthur, you can kind of skip. Amakusa, I mean, he's a personal favorite of mine. I don't know about you guys. Voyager comes out. Again, meta, like really good servant in the quick meta, and people love Voyager because he's just a good boy. Like, he's just a good child. Like, who doesn't love Voyager? He's just an absolute sweetie pie. Like, come on. He's just best boy, right? And then you have Galatea. Galatea, I think a lot of people are going to skip out on because unless, like, maybe you don't have Vlad, maybe then Galatea is a little more appealing, but the slot of single target Arts Berserker is a little crowded right now. You have Vlad, Galatea, and Kriemhild, and if I was you, I would kind of just wait for Kriemhild because Kriemhild is a little nuts. Like, let me just tell you guys, for JP coming up in the future, she's kind of cracked. But then you have an actual chance at Tamamo, which, again, like, even though Castoria is right here, people love Tamamo, right? You might be able to get away with just skipping out on this because these are like kind of popular servants, but it's going to be like very niche to who falls in the cracks. Summoning for Quetzalcoatl. I know like Quetzalcoatl is kind of popular, but it's very like few and far between. Like, you either really like her or you could maybe get away with skipping out on her. Same thing for like Shuten and Jean over here. The Miss Crane thing though, this might get a lot of people into a trap because Miss Crane is really, really good. And I'm not gonna lie, even for me, she's very, very good. I might end up summoning for her. This will probably get replaced either by something else or will be shifted around somewhere because obviously Camelot's not gonna release at the same time, March 8th for us next year, right? So it'll probably be replaced by some other campaign. Shouldn't worry too much about it. dude, I hate to say it, but like Lartoria and Mordred are probably gonna catch people because even though they're like pretty decent, they're very popular, right? Same thing for Kiara. Kiara is really good and is gonna catch a lot of people off guard. Da Vinci Rider, very good, gonna catch a lot of people off guard. Morgan, gonna steal a lot of people's Saint Quartz. And then Castoria comes out. And that's what I kind of mean. So, at the end of the day, I'm not meaning to dishearten a lot of you guys about being like, hey, you know, Castoria is coming back, but just, you know, be wary of all these banners. That's actually literally what I'm trying to say. I'm literally just trying to say, hey man, Castoria will come back. Do not cry. Don't mold or anything. Don't quit the game, right? It's not worth quitting. I already went through this with like Scotty and everything where people were like quitting the game. Look, if I stuck with the game when I got shafted by Scotty twice and I had to play the game with like my free Merlin that I scooped up in like Paracelsus, man, like you can definitely skip through it, right? Like you can definitely get through the game with like a friend Castoria plus your own Nero Bride, Paracelsus, Asclepius, anything along those lines. You can definitely still make it through the game with, right? Don't give up. It's not like your game is completely doomed. I'm trying to give you some hope, but just be prepared for some of these banners that are going to come out because it's not going to be easy. This is not going to be easy to resist. I'm imagining myself as a new player, or even just an established player. I'm going to summon for Muramasa. I'm probably going to summon for Space Ishtar, even though I have Berserker Musashi, just because Space Ishtar is cool. Kage Kyo, I don't even have Scotty. She's just really cool and really good. Thankfully, I already have Romulus. I'm probably going to summon for Karen because, again, your boy Red Hollow Ataraxia, and yeah, I'm summoning for Karen. Say, she skipped me out last time, I'm probably going to summon for her. Voyager, I can skip. Galatea, I did not simp hard enough when this servant came out over on JP. People didn't believe me that she was better than Vlad, so I gotta simp for her double hard when she comes out on NA. Probably gonna summon, right? Crane, definitely gonna summon. Kiara, I'll probably try to get her now, but even then, Morgan's right here, and you guys know. I'm gonna have to like try to like MP5 Morgan. So, I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to let you guys know you have some hope. 10 tickets, you have missions to do over the course of the anniversary, but at the end of the day, she does come back next year. That is true, but just please, just make sure you know what you're going to summon for. Like, if you want Castoria next year, just take some account of what you want to summon for. Just make sure you know what's coming out and prioritize what you're going to go for, because as long as you okay, I don't want to put too much false hope in people because technically no amount of Saint Quartz is guaranteed. Like, you could roll up with like, I think one of the worst shafts I've ever seen is like some guy pulled up with like 3,000 Saint Quartz and didn't get the banner unit. And unless you get the pity system, you know, it's not really going to matter all that much, but just save them as much as you can, right? I'm trying to prepare you guys as best as I possibly can without getting your hopes up too high. So hopefully this helped some of you guys have some level of, I guess, hope for the future. I'm trying my best. If you still have any questions, feel free to like message me on Discord, or we have an FGO channel in the Discord as well. You can message people as well if I'm like maybe asleep or something, because surprisingly enough, as like I seem to be omni awake all the time, I do actually sleep sometimes, right? I do actually gotta sleep, otherwise I will get sick and die if I don't sleep. But I will try to help you guys as much as I possibly can. So yeah, just hopefully, if you guys are stressing out, just make sure you get your tickets, log in, make sure you do all the rank up quests that you possibly can, get all those Saint Quartz, and try your best for Castoria. But if you don't get her, it's not the end of the world. And keep in mind, she's on like this lucky bag for New Year's, right? Like, these lucky bags, Castoria will be in them, right? So you can get away with getting her, right? There are other opportunities. It's not like scorched earth, all is lost, right? You have chances to get her, all right? So all right. I just wanted to make sure people weren't like super giga stressed out. Wanted to make sure people had like some glimmer of hope. But I also wanted to like prepare them realistically, being like, the beginning of this year is a murderer's row of really good servants, right? And very hype servants. So just stay prepared, but you know, I'll also be there with you every step of the way. I'll be talking about these servants as they come out. all that good stuff. Make sure you like and subscribe for that daily FGO content. And with that being said, boys, it is your boy ZTL. Thank you for 20K subscriber. I am truly honored that you guys have pushed me this far, and we're a fifth of the way to 100K. After 100K, I guess I just become PewDiePie or something. I guess I just auto ascend to the throne, but I'm joking, PewDiePie, don't smite me, please. But anyway, with that being said, I'll go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day. Peace late, guys.